Alright, now to stop the gun.
No.
Sorry, too late. Good to know it's that easy.
Systems deactivated. Thank goodness.
Ah, you got me. Shouldn't have expected any less from the ace of the 4th Armored Division. Or from Sylphie. The rest of you weren't half bad either.
I can't believe you could take on this many of us at once. You are one tough old bear.
Neidhart here. We've regained control of the left railway gun.
Good job, team. As have we.
And we've deactivated the right wing's railway gun over here. Good work.
We did it.
Oh, thank goodness.
My. You can hardly call our crossing paths coincidence at this point. Oh well, no matter. Everything played out just like C said it would, both here and in Crossbell.
What, C knew it was a failure? So he let, Gideon go and die?
What are you talking about?
Comrade S.
Uh-oh.
What? How can they still move?
We'd completely incapacitated them.
Go, Comrade S. Regroup with Comrades C and B and bring the hammer down once and for all!
That's the plan. Well, I'll catch you all in the great beyond.
What? No!
She wouldn't.
Oh, an airship.
Damn.
Why is no one physically going after him?
My name is Seal, leader of the Imperial Liberation Front. Allow me to extend my congratulations. You did well, fending off our two-pronged attack here and in Crossbell. But you would be foolish to assume this is the end of it. The hammer of judgment shall fall again. I'm ready.
Run away like cowards.
How can this be? So this is the Imperial Liberation Front. For even more reason than I do.
Not quite what I was expecting. But okay. Alright, one sec.
So C was here after all.
Who is he anyway? What's he hiding? Even the intelligence division's drawing a blank trying to gather info.
At least this time we managed to capture some of them alive, and they will talk.
Oh, God.
What the hell? Is this poison?
What?
This is bad.
Ready to die for their mission.
Looks like these guys all swallowed neurotoxin capsules. I don't think we're gonna be able to save them. I doubt it'll work, but I'm gonna try to neutralize the poison. Emma, if you got any herbs you think might help, give me a hand here.
Of course.
Yeah, like she has those on hand.
Do you think they'll pull through?
Not sure. I'd give them 50-50 maybe.
Even if we can keep them alive, there's no guarantee they'll regain consciousness.
Why? Why would they go this far? These are the kinds of people we're dealing with.
Yep.
With some quick thinking, hard fighting, and a little luck, we were able to stop a potentially devastating terrorist attack in its tracks. But with the political climate as it was, this incident, overshadowed by the crisis in Crossbell, was never made public. In the days that followed, we still felt shaken. our eyes newly opened to the dangers facing our homeland, both outside and within.
And that is the end of Chapter 5, Signs and Omens.
Keep up the good work.
Booyah.
Perfect. You guys are
That's great. Oh, level 4 with Elisa now. Level 4 with Machias. Even though we weren't a part of the group at all. Level 4 with Eustace. Level 4 with Fee. Level 3 with Milliam. Level 3 with Crow. And that's it. Signs and Omens achievement unlocked. Let's just see how much we can get done. Oh, we're skipping a lot. It's been about 2 weeks since then.
Half a month after the incident at Corellia Fortress, a sense of lingering unease still hung over the Empire.
I mean,
the
it's
government increased controls by the
understandable.
railway military police as part of their counter-terrorism measures, while the noble faction bolstered their provincial armies. There were even rumors that they'd hired several Jaeger corps.
Oh, goody.
At the center of everything was the Imperial Liberation Front. They had allied with a terrorist group from the Republic of Calvert to attack the trade conference in Crossbell, and as we'd seen firsthand, had attacked Corellia Fortress in an attempt to fire the 2 railway guns stationed.
Man, I am so glad we stopped them.
They'd made it abundantly clear that they were no mere insurgents. These were dangerous people we were dealing with. And following their attempts to target Chancellor Osborne and the Reformist faction, rumors started to spread of a possible connection between the Imperial Liberation Front and the noble faction.
Oh,
itself.
goody. Guys might not want the attention there.
Meanwhile, new information was filtering in from Crossbell that
Hey,
surprised
Croix.
us all.
How's it going?
During the conference, one of the representatives of Crossbell's state government made the daring declaration that Crossbell would soon declare its independence, breaking free from its neighbors Calvert and Erebonia. To no one's surprise, both the Imperial government and the noble faction dismissed it as nothing more than delusional raving. But one thing was clear. That declaration only served to increase the tension in Erebonia and across the continent.
Oh man, that was those have been some interesting times. Aw, kitty. Not enjoying all the attention, are you? You still have some answers to be giving me, cat.
On a cool, clear autumn day, the Academy's prestigious board of directors gathered for their first...
It's only halfway through September and you can call this autumn? Jeez, I wish. Hey! It's Mueller! What's Sharon doing here? Oh, because Prince Olivert is here.
And that concludes my biannual report.
Good, good. It seems the Academy is running like a well-oiled machine. No administrative issues to speak of. Student performance is sitting comfortably above the national average on exams and on general aptitude tests, too.
The second-year students seem to be having a banner year as well. The Student Council president, in particular, has built up an outstanding array of extracurricular achievements.
Yeah.
Well, she attended last month's trade conference, and from what I hear, she put the professional secretaries to shame.
Good job,
I
Toa.
wish the conference could have ended on a more positive note.
Well said.
I'll say, the share prices of my company have been on a real roller coaster ride ever
Oh
since.
yeah, that's the important thing.
Undoubtedly, what happened at the trade conference has wreaked havoc on the economy as a whole. But moving on. I couldn't help but notice in the recent exam reports that Class 1 and 2's academic performance seems to be slipping. Perhaps the preferential treatment given to the upper class students is hindering their scholastic development?
Well, students belonging to the nobility are allowed to return home during August to learn more about their family's lands. It's a tradition here, but one I can't help but wonder if we've outgrown the need for in this modern age.
If I may, traditions accumulate and hold meaning only so long as they're preserved. Our nation's culture, its arts, its social classes, all are rich with tradition that makes Erebonia what it is. And I believe we have a duty to protect and uphold them. After all, does not this very institution champion the ideals of its founder, Emperor Dreigels?
Indeed it does. Though I've always understood Dreigel's intent to be the founding of an academy for the people. Even 200 years ago, when education was seen as the province of the nobility, male commoners were permitted to enroll. Today, we have plenty of young women attending, and the commoners easily outnumber the nobles on campus. Perhaps it's time we started taking strides to realize Emperor Dreigel's true ideal.
You seem to be laboring under a few misconceptions here. Commoners were permitted to attend, but only as retainers. Retainers served knights, who served lords, who served the emperor. That's the way the Erebonian society...
Oh, goody. Biases.
The structure of the academy...
Noble and commoner biases.
...to have embodied that social order. And if that's so, what is there to suggest that it's not the social order itself that has become the aberration?
Well...
For one, if that were the case, it would be far easier for me to see my views put into practice. But I can hardly get a word in edgewise between you two. Well, I'd certainly enjoy a return to the way things were in Dreigel's time, at least in that particular respect.
Our apologies, Your Highness.
Well, our role here is to consider your views and work toward implementing them.
See what I mean? Would you be so kind as to help me out here, Principal?
I'm here to moderate this board. It wouldn't do for me to express my position on the issues at hand.
No one's on your side.
That said, I'm sure your passion for reform will triumph in the end, Your Highness.
I suppose I should have known better than to look to my old teacher for sympathy.
It warms my heart to see such a fine teacher-student relationship.
Now, if I may, I'd like to steer this discussion toward a rather timely topic.
Uh-oh.
We've already touched on the issues regarding the Orbal Net and the Orbal Staves, but I'd like to stress again that the adoption of new security measures for the Orbal Net should be a top priority.
Well, I'm certainly inclined to agree, but we'll have to rely on the Foundation directly, as things are looking a little shaky with the IBC.
Yeah.
You can leave that to me. The other matter I'd like to review is the use of the Orbal Staves and the Arcus units. Or more specifically, we need to talk about how Class 7 should operate from here on out.
Oh, goody, the touchy
Setting aside
subject.
The fact that my daughter is a member of Class 7.
3 family members here are part of Class, are 3 people here are relatives of Class 7. Your daughter, his son, and Rufus's brother. Alright?
I think we need to reconsider how the class should be run, in light of what happened at Corellia Fortress. While it certainly proved an excellent chance to see what the Arcus units are capable of, I have serious doubts about whether we should carry on with these field studies, given the current political climate.
It would be difficult to do so, I admit. With the terrorists at large and the problems in Crossbell unresolved, these are uncertain times.
At the very least, I believe it may be in the class's best interest to cancel this month's field study. We could always resume them once the terrorists have been arrested and the situation in Crossbell calms down.
I mean, that is a logical response to that.
Arise, O youth, and become the foundation of the world.
Yes, those are Emperor Draco's words.
I'm sure you all recognize the words of Emperor Dreigels. They become something of a school motto here.
Ooh, they're using the theme.
It's my belief that Class 7's actions at Corellia Fortress perfectly embody the spirit of that directive. They stood together to stop a tragedy in the making, and, in a sense, protected the foundation of our world. No one ordered them to do it. They took action of their own free will, because they knew in their hearts what was right.
You go, Oliver.
Some might call it recklessness. Some may think it rash. Some may even venture to call it hubris.
Shoot. One sec. I apologize about that.
However, as chairman of this academy, I'm incredibly proud of what the brave young men and women of Class 7 achieved.
Your Highness.
Troubled times may lay in store for Erebonia, and for the entire continent in the months and years to come. But I believe that makes something like Class 7's field studies all the more significant. The experiences they're having now will help them find the strength and the means to press on through adversity. I can't be the only one who feels this way, can I?
Such a way with words, this man.
They do seem to be showing remarkable growth. That much is true. Although I have no idea how much my daughter is really capable of. Immature as she is.
I could say the same of my hot-head of a son.
I do wonder about my brother sometimes. However, it does seem that enrolling at this academy has helped him start breaking out of his shell.
There we go. The silent nod.
With the Academy Festival coming next month, we hadn't even planned a field study. So the issue at hand is just whether to hold a field study at the end of this month or not. I'd like to ask those in favor of going ahead with this month's field study to please raise their hands.
And of course, we don't get an answer. 6th period, special homeroom. What's so special about it?
All right. I'd like to begin by taking everyone's ideas for our class's part in the school festival.
Oh, goody. 127th Military Academy Festival.
The festival will run for 2 days next month, the 23rd and the 24th. Equipment setup and the other preparatory work will begin in the afternoon 2 days before the start of the festival. But there's a lot of preparation needed before we get to that point, and the sooner we get that underway, the better.
Oh, good.
That's all the more reason to figure out what exactly we want to do. Some of our options include displays, events, stage shows, and cafes. Does that sound right, Crow?
Yeah, though no class I know would settle for just some simple display.
Oh, he's got the red.
I mean, come on. No one ever said, boy, we better rush to get in the line for that display.
Well, either way, I'd like to start by soliciting some ideas from all of you. We're just brainstorming right now, so feel free to say whatever comes to mind.
No indecent ideas involved.
Would it kill you all to give just a teensy bit of cooperation?
I know. It's just...
It's kind of hard to focus right now.
You're one to talk, standing up there with your nervous fidgeting.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised.
The board of directors is in session as we speak, deciding what'll happen to our class.
And those of us with family members who sit on that board probably have even more cause for concern.
Yeah.
You can say that again. We can't even be sure whether there'll be a field study this month.
That's about the long and short of it. With everything that happened during last month's field study, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if they just canceled it.
I can't say I have any particular feelings of attachment to our field studies, but I refuse to accept needless changes to our curriculum, especially with my brother involved in the decision-making process.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Makes sense to me. We also have to account for the fact that going on our field study means that much less time to prepare for the festival.
Yeah, that is a thing, though. I don't know. I've never dealt with a kind of school festival. I kind of always dodged out of any kind of social activities at school Because I'm not a social butterfly, alright?
So, as you can see, it presents a bit of a problem.
Man, look at you guys taking this all seriously.
I probably should have asked a little earlier, but what's this festival you guys keep talking about?
Yeah.
Wait, seriously?
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have gone over that for your benefit.
Every year, the students here organize and put on a school-wide festival. There are stage events, food stalls, and all kinds of things to see and do. And it generally falls to each of the first-year classes to provide the main attractions.
Yeah, participating is optional for the second years, since by this point they're usually focusing on their future careers. Oh, and each of the clubs generally get involved too.
Huh, that sounds fun. In that case, we have to do something. We can't just let the other classes roll over us because we're small. You say that, but I've already had one of the girls from Class 1 bluster up to me declaring that this time victory will be all ours.
This time. It was like, this is your first year.
What? It must have been Ferris. That sounds exactly like something she'd say.
Well, Class 1 does seem to have had it in for us ever since the midterm results were announced.
If it's all the same, I'd rather not see the House of High Arms claim yet another nominal victory. But we need to account for the fact that our class is markedly smaller than theirs is.
That's certainly true.
It'd help if we at least knew what the other classes are doing.
Do we not have that?
Kind of seems like everyone's having trouble staying focused.
Come on, everyone, get it together.
Instructor
Hey, Sarah. What's going on?
Isn't this a self-study period?
Oh, it was. But I thought you all might like to know that the Board of Directors meeting just adjourned a few minutes ago. So I decided to skip along down here and be the first to break the news.
Then?
What about our next field study? Are we still on?
The Chancellor's not the only one with a little too much iron in his blood, because the board voted unanimously to have you continue your field.
Unanimously. All of them said yes.
You mean it?
So that's how it is.
You know, even though they're always hard work, I actually feel a little relieved.
Considering all that happened last month, we'll need to be especially careful this time around.
Can't be going
Feels like
doing
our field
anything
studies are a
big.
big part of who we are as a class.
Yeah.
They're kind of a pain, but well,
Come on,
Be
Fee.
grateful to His Highness and the directors.
that's good news.
Seeing the hard road and the easy road, then picking the hard one anyway. That's youth for you.
It also sounded like His Highness and the directors will be taking off in pretty short order. So I'll let you guys out of study hall early to go see them if you want.
Oh,
If you say so.
I think I'll take you up on that.
Well, Lisa, you want to say anything? Oh. Look at all the important cards. Hey, Mueller. Your model looks pretty sharp. Dad. Machias, I haven't had the chance to talk with you since the summer festival. Sounds like you were quite the heroes at Gorelia Fortress. Come on, don't tease us. I'll be the first to admit that we acted rashly, but in the end, I have no regrets. I'm glad to hear it. It's good to see you again. Likewise. May feels so far behind us now. You have questions, no? It's all written all over your face. I do. You were in Legram, weren't you? To meet Duke Kine? Correct. I was hoping to have time to greet you and your classmates too. But I imagine you would rather not. You would rather he not take too close an interest in you. You imagine right. Still, I'm concerned. What is the House of Alborea playing at? And not just us. What are the four great houses and the rest of the noble faction trying to accomplish? You ask like there's a simple answer. The four great houses aren't as united in opinion as you might think. Even with individual families, there can be disagreements. You and I are, you know that I differ with Father on several issues. but rather than worrying about other positions, I'd suggest giving some thought to your own as a member of the family.
I'm surprised you actually managed to make it here. I was expecting a business negotiation to crop up just in the nick of time like it always does. Time is something you make, not something you find. All the more so if you're in a position of responsibility. Bah! Lady Elisa is quite the multitasker herself. You should see her. She has no trouble balancing her time between her studies, training, club activities, and hobbies. Of course she doesn't. I'd be disappointed if she wasn't able to manage at least that much. You need to start using your time more creatively, Elisa, instead of simply doing what's required of you. I saw the railway guns at Corellia, you know, and I saw what those oxens are capable of. And I can understand why Grandfather regrets ever making them. Do you honestly feel things like that are necessary? Are you really okay with that? I think the fact that you've seen enough to ask me that now means that deep down you've realized that they're both necessities of this era we live in. Well, the opinions of others are only that. Stop relying on them so much. Observe for yourself and draw your own conclusions. That's what someone who was truly independent would do anyway.
Still, I wasn't expecting to find myself indebted to you again so soon.
Hey, Oliver.
Without your intervention, the Chancellor and I would have met our maker in Crossbell.
Don't mention it.
We saved the Prince and the Blood and Iron Chancellor.
We're just relieved you're all okay, Your Highness.
Indeed. I'm glad you were able to focus on making a positive contribution at the conference.
I wish I could tell you that's exactly what I did. I could scarcely find a place to chime in once the Chancellor and the Republic's president got going.
Yeah.
Though the mayor of Crossbell managed to dumbfound even them.
I presume you're referring to his proposal for Crossbell's independence.
Man, that is one thing I liked about Christ. It's just how he just shut them both up.
Hard to believe it could actually happen.
Well, as long as both Erebonia and Calvard refuse to accept it, the likelihood of it actually happening is incredibly low. Still, they're planning to hold a referendum on the issue to see if the population is in favor of it. So there'll be plenty more chances for disputes to break out over the issue.
Well, neither of them want to lose all that sweet tax revenue from Crossbell. Half of it flows into the provinces too, so like, fat chance the noble faction's gonna take that lying down.
Milliam.
I swear, this kid has all the delicacy of a rock to the face.
So you're Milliam, are you? Your name seems to have come up with increasing frequency lately. I was hoping for a chance to see the famous Eric Getlam in action, though.
Oh, sure thing. Come on, Lamb!
Whoa there. Cool your jets.
I'm not sure this is the best place to call out Eric Getlam. Just a hunch.
Lame.
Objection overruled.
That could have gotten messy.
Honestly, it would save us all a lot of trouble if you could just refrain from saying whatever pops into your mind, too.
Lame.
Oh, who might you be?
Say, are you from the Vander family? The one who serves as the prince's bodyguard?
Oh, did Neidhart mention me?
Mueller Vander.
I'm Mueller Vander of the 7th Armored Division. I was with the Prince at the conference in Crossbell, so I'm in your debt as well.
That doesn't sound like Patrick's, not Patrick Seitz. Yeah, I think Patrick Seitz. The guy who also voiced Zin in Trails in the Sky.
Glad to be able to thank you personally.
The honor is ours, sir.
It's an honor to meet a member of the esteemed Vander family.
Ah, so you're the Radiant Blade Master's daughter. And you must be a practitioner of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade style. I'm always happy to meet fellow students of the sword. Oh, and you must be the young man from Nord who my uncle wrote a reference for.
Yes, that would be me. I owe a lot to Lieutenant General Vander.
It sounds like he's in your debt as well, with everything that happened in Nord a few months ago.
Yeah.
Well, You all seem like dependable young men and women. Perhaps the prince's idea had some merit to it after all.
See? What did I tell you? And it's not just Class 7 either. The whole academy seems so full of life.
And arrogance. A lot of arrogance. Mainly on the Class 1 and 2 side.
Perhaps I should take this opportunity to break down social barriers by getting to know all of them in the academy's pool.
If you really want to work up a sweat, I'd be glad to let you run back to Highland. You've kept up a good sprint. I'll bet you could even make it in a couple hours.
You'd actually make me do it, too. Cruelty. I mean, is
oh, I miss
Their
this.
hearts practically beat in sync. That's certainly one way to look at it. I wonder how long they've known each other.
For a long time. I miss them. Well, so long, Prince Olivert.
Well then, I bid you all a fond farewell. I hope we have the chance to meet again soon.
I do too. And maybe you could become a playable part of my party. Nah, he's too strong. It's Saturday. Saturday. 3 days had passed since the board of directors handed down their decision. With the assurance that our field studies would continue, we finally turned our attention to next month's festival. However, losing those couple of days at the end of the month meant we had much less time to prepare. And no matter how much we brainstormed, we couldn't think of any really compelling ideas our small class could pull off. Eventually... Jeez, I can't believe we burned through another week already. But hey, at least it's the perfect weather for a weekend out on the town. I hope you all enjoy your free day tomorrow. Especially since you got another practical exam coming up next Wednesday. You couldn't just send us off with have a good weekend, could you? It wouldn't be... It just wouldn't be Instructor Sarah if she didn't throw in a little dash of torment. And then we have this month's field study coming up at the end of the next week, right? Yep, just like we've been planning. We might have made a few changes to the original itinerary, but nothing major. I'll tell you all about where you're headed after the practical exam, so until then, keep on guessing. Yeah, you don't need to make it into some sort of dramatic revelation. She always does, though. Ooh, I can't wait to find out where we're going to go this time. Oh, and by the way, you guys really need to figure out what you're going to do for festival next month. First years have to participate, so if you can't think of anything, you'll be showing your field study reports instead. What? That certainly wouldn't be my first choice, or even my fifth. Anyway, that's a wrap for homeroom, if you'll do the honors, Miss Class President. Yes, Instructor. Stand. Bow. Well, I'm sure she was just joking about putting our field study reports on display, I hope. Either way, we need to figure out what we're going to do by the start of next week. That sounds wise, especially considering we have our practical exam on Wednesday and our field study next weekend. If that's how things stand, we should make it our goal to at least have some solid ideas by the end of tomorrow. We also need to check out what the other classes are planning. If we end up doing something that was already done, we'd seem totally redundant. Yeah, we should split up and start gathering some info. But remember, we need to find something that'll work with the number of people we've got. Yeah, all the other classes have more than double the manpower we do, easily. And they all seem to have some pretty grandiose aspirations at that. If greatness were reliant on numbers, museums would be full of artwork produced by committee. There must be some sort of course of action that can turn our lesser numbers to our advantage. Yeah, the question is, what?
If we had an easy answer, we wouldn't be spending all this time worrying over it. I'm getting kind of pumped up. Well, a little inter-class competition never hurt anyone. In fact, it might spice things up a bit. So there's a question I have. Or summer uniforms. So, Crow is a second year. I know he's taking first year class with us just to make up some credits. Does that mean he has to participate, or does he have the the second year advantage of not having to? And oh boy, there's a lot of people here. All right. Okay, so now there are things we can do. I mean, we can just talk to everyone, but there's also just like a couple people of interest. I know I have no real chance of getting like all the character profiles, but won't stop me from talking to some people. What's going on here? You've made plenty of friends during your time here at Thor's, haven't you, Reen? And not just in your own year, either. You forged friendships with second years, instructors, and staff alike. You're the kind of person that people can feel confident in placing their trust in. Thank you very much. But when you say it like that, it makes me a little self-conscious. On the contrary, you should be proud. Well then. As one of the instructors tasked with handing out the Lionheart medals this year, hereby present you with the Medal of Friendship. Other than that, I don't really know what to say. I'm not really used to this sort of thing. Neither am I, to be honest. But I suppose all I can ask is that you continue to deepen your friendships with everyone. I'll be cheering you on as you do so. I will. Thank you again. Milliam, you might want to try being a little more gentle. Putting too much strength into it will ruin the whole thing. I gotcha. I know what I'm doing. I have a sinking feeling that she doesn't.
Milliam? When did you end up joining the cooking club, Milliam?
Not that long ago. I figured I'd get to eat all kinds of tasty stuff here.
Just remember that it's a cooking club, not the eating club.
Don't worry, I'm making stuff too. I made the stove blow up the other day.
Oh boy. My sincerest apologies. Someone over there. Is it just that girl again? You there, freeze. Alright, let's go talk to some of our friends that are here. Gaius and Fee. Coming up with a good idea for us to do with the festival is a lot harder than I thought it'd be. Honestly, I'm starting to think that some kind of display wouldn't be that bad, at least in principle. It wouldn't, but that's the go-to idea for so many of the culture-related clubs. That, and I think that beyond the visitors enjoying it, we should do something we'd enjoy putting together too. True enough. Display-type exhibit would always work in a pinch, but it wouldn't be something we'd get excited about. Agreed.
I just came up with a good idea.
Oh, let's hear it.
A shooting gallery using real bullets. Only problem is you'd put a hole in your prize.
Oh, that's the only problem. Yeah, that would never fly on Academy grounds.
Dang.
I mean, a shooting gallery sounds like a good idea. Just gotta tweak it a bit. Any ideas, Elliot?
Seems like most clubs already have their plans for the festival sorted out. What if we're the only ones who haven't decided on anything yet? We really need to hurry and figure out what we're going to do.
Well, alright, so Milliam is causing a fuss over there. Let's go to the first floor. Who's down here? Just Miss Valentine. Hello. You're being watched. Talk of the festival brings back memories of our play last year. My first appearance on stage could be likened to a breathtakingly beautiful butterfly bursting from its cocoon. So wonderfully charming I was that ladies in the audience had to shut their eyes to resist swooning over me.
Some might say that your acting simply put everyone to sleep.
Anyone else? Oh, someone over here. You know, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever been in here. What is this? The custodian's room. Oh. Why is this an enterable room? Alright, let's go speak with Instructor Valentine. Oh, that wouldn't happen to be a recipe book you've got there, would it? It is. Someone gave it to me earlier. Why do you ask? A lot earlier. Perfect, simply perfect. I have just begun collecting some food-related research, you see. And it just so happens that I've been on the lookout for someone who could assist me with it. Sorry, did you say research? I did indeed. It's related to geography, actually. I'm in the midst of gathering a variety of, well, perhaps we should call them peculiar dishes. Dare I ask why? All over the world, every dish people cook has a deep history behind it. I'm interested in the history hiding behind the cuisine that we might see as bizarre or unappetizing. But it's no fun to just read about food. I want to sample the dishes as I research their history and purpose. I see. That's certainly a unique field of study. Oh, please, there's no need for flattery, Reen. Very well, consider this a standing order. Come straight to me if you happen to stumble onto any new peculiar dishes. I have a feeling I was supposed to talk to him a long time ago about this. Oh, looks like a lot of teachers are here. Try and come up with an idea for the festival soonish, okay? Though I guess that's easier said than done. What with the board's decision to go forward with your next field study? I know, we're pretty limited on the time we can devote to brainstorming. Well, either way, better to have a few ideas knocking around sooner instead of waiting until the last minute. The longer you take, the more of the vice principal's angry ranting I'll have to endure. We'll do everything we can. I'll help you out on that one. Lisa, you come up with any ideas? There you are.
Seeing Mother at the meeting convinces me more than ever that she'll never change. But I still can't believe she's been on the board of directors this whole time.
Well, the revelation did kind of come out of nowhere. Did you manage to talk to her at all?
Technically, yes. She has a way of saying all the things I don't want her to say, though.
Elisa.
Sorry, don't worry about it. No sense dwelling on the past when we've got plans to make for the festival. I don't want her laughing at me for going on about being independent and then not being able to make one simple decision.
Yeah, you're right. No one else is here. Time to start doing a sweep. You know what? Let's start with the library. There's some books. Done. Alright. And then thought I saw something. Believe up here. You have a little intruder. Oh, decided to make a little visit to the academy today, did you? I'm kind of at a loss as to what our class could do for the festival. You wouldn't happen to have any good ideas, would you? Just kidding. We'll figure something out, probably. Here you go. Always act like such a sourpuss. Oh yeah, this is where you can get backstory on the world of Arabonia. The world of Zamuria. Alright, let's go to the field. Let's go talk to Eustace. No one over there. Little rendezvous?
We plan on helping any and all clubs that will be making use of the field for the festival. What could Elisa and Ferris's classes have in store for us?
I'm still not sure. I had planned on questioning my brother about the noble faction's intentions while he was here for the board meeting. However, he managed to deftly dodge my queries and avoided anything even remotely resembling an answer. There's definitely something odd going on with them. The noble faction, I mean. I've even heard rumors suggesting that they're linked to the terrorists. At any rate, it's our responsibility as nobles to do all we can to understand what's really going on. And our life here at the Academy, particularly our field studies, provide us the opportunity to do so. I agree. Alright, next up. Sure. Hey girls.
Class 4 plans on opening some kind of cafe for the festival, which I was totally in support of until they decided to use Vivi and me as the twin waitresses. I think I'm too shy to be a waitress. So me and Linda are gonna be waitresses together. Sure, there's a market for that. Being twin waitresses sounds pretty good. Now I'm really looking forward to the festival.
Of course you are. Alright, where are my classmates? Probably in their clubs, if I had to guess. Do you have anything that's, You should eat. Well, that would be good for some of my classmates, but we're about to go on a field study, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Oh.
What did you think about the outline I gave you, Dorothy? Well, I like the fact that it's focused on boys' adolescence. But unlike my work, which hinges on indulging a lady's fantasies, yours is much more subtle, artful even. This is perfect. This is exactly the kind of thing I've always wanted to read. Thank goodness.
I hesitate to even ask. Where's the chess club? This is the chess club. Festival setup can be tough for the first year since they have things to do for their clubs and their class. But that just makes it feel even better when their hard work pays off as something great. We're at a disadvantage in both class size and preparation time. It might be a struggle to put something worthwhile together. Ideally, we could think up an idea that only we could pull off. But what would that be? Alright, I want to check something. There's no point. Alright, fine, game. Nope, wrong way. Sounds like people are talking inside.
Okay, next on the agenda is the issue of the food and drink stalls. More specifically, how we ensure hygiene standards across all of them. That's a big one, especially with how many non-academy visitors we'll have. Worse yet, Heinrich and some of the other instructors were saying the stalls should be banned if we can't take care of them. Are they crazy? We couldn't possibly ban food and drink stalls at a festival. That's half the fun right there. In that case, we're really going to need each and every student to understand their responsibilities in regards to hygiene. We've still got about a month, so if we take the initiative early... What if we discussed this with Instructor Beatrix in the infirmary and worked with her? That seems like a good way to do it. Sounds good to me. No objections here. It's settled then. I'm sure if we work together, everything will be fine. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. She sounds really busy. I was hoping to ask her about what Class 7 could do for a festival. But today definitely does not seem like the right time. Maybe tomorrow. Alright. Next up... to the gym. Let's see, there's a couple people in the fencing club. There's some people down here. So maybe Laura is down here. There she is. Today I'd like you to try the butterfly stroke. Really? Isn't that a little advanced? Don't worry. It takes some getting used to, but I'm sure you'll be able to manage. If you put in the time to practice every day, you'll have to have it down faster than you think. We have to decide on what we're going to do for the school festival soon. I'll see if any ideas come to me while I swim. I watch them all be swimming related ideas. And it's like, well, you're in that environment, I guess. Alright, next, the engineering building. Hey guys. Hey Reen. Speak of the devil, Crow was just talking about you. What's this I hear about you guys struggling with your plans for the Academy Festival? It's embarrassing to say it, but it's true. Well, you've had so much on your plate with field studies. Who can blame you? You can start thinking of stuff now that all that's out of the way, though. Good point. But it'd be nice if you'd actually lend us a hand or come up with something. And if I did, I'd be denying you youngsters a valuable lesson in independence. How could I live with myself? Sounds like Crow's already made himself at home in Class 7. Sure does. In fact, they're getting along so well that I think he should spend another year with them. Hold on, Jellica. You're not seriously hoping I get held back a year, are you? What did I ever do to you? That reminds me. Actually, what did you all do for last year's festival? We were in different classes, so we all did different things. My class had a little attraction that used some machines I built myself. You certainly showed off your stuff with that, didn't you? Meanwhile, I had the pleasure of playing the leading man in a play we held in the auditorium. Now that was popular. By which I mean all the girls went absolutely crazy for her and almost tore the auditorium down. Of course, I had to wade through the sea of admirers to get to my top priority, Toa's Class Cat Cafe. Just remembering how impossibly cute she was in her cat outfit sent shivers down my spine. Wow, I didn't know you could weaponize cuteness. But not only did Crow take charge by helping out a bunch of different places, he even organized our performance that closed out the festival. You all did a performance together? Yeah, nothing too fancy. Might have been almost as popular as Jellica's play, though. I don't know. Oh, let's not be humble now. It was far and away the most popular event at the festival. The audience was so excited that Toa managed to get over her initial nervousness and really get into it. Now I've got to know what this was. Maybe I'll tell you about it some other time.
Speaking of Toa, actually, we really can't thank you enough for what you did while the trade conference was going on. Huh. I guess that applies to Crow, too. I don't even want to imagine what would have happened to her if you hadn't stopped the railway guns. Okay, turn off the waterworks. No need to thank me for helping a buddy. He's right. Besides, it wasn't like we were the only ones involved either. I'm just glad we're all here safe and sound, and we can joke around about the festival like this. That's all the thanks I need. Even so, thanks, Reen. Good luck on coming up with something.
Seconded. If you need us to lend you a hand, just ask.
I'll do just that. They're really nice. Yeah, no, like, what, okay. Hold on. Alright, let's see. That roughly about does it, I think. Alright, what was that? Okay, I think we're all done in terms of events and people to talk to. Milliam, Elliot, Fee, Gaius, Elisa, Crow, Toa, Emma, Machias, Laura, Eustace, Sarah. Done all that, so I think it's time to head back to the dorm. Let's go.